Greetings and welcome to PinballHelp. Mike here. Today I'm going to show you how to test the receiver portion of an Opto board using a logic probe. The sending portion of an Opto board is usually just a light output, so you can check that by checking to make sure there's voltage going to the board. These boards run off of 12 volts. Or you can use a camera to peer into the output of the transmitters to see if they light up. It's infrared on some of these machines and you can't see it, but the camera can pick it up. Now this is the receiver. The receiver isn't tested that way. And I noticed there really wasn't a whole lot of information online about how to do this, so I'm going to show you how I test these receivers to make sure that the detectors in here are properly working. So first off, you need a 12 volt power supply. I'm actually using a little lithium battery here that's spitting out about 11 volts, a little cheapy thing you can get off of eBay. And I've got the negative and the positive wired into a little thing here. And then I've got alligator clips, and on one edge of the board you'll see this marking that says column. That's where you put your plus 12 volts. And then the minus you don't even need to connect to the board. You just connect it to the other end of the logic probe. And then you piggyback the positive of the logic probe onto the 12 volts. So you're basically sending 12 volts to the column thing, which is pin 1 on this trough board. And so we'll turn it on, and then we will test each of the points. And they're testing high. Now I've got this in a room that's very well lit, so I've got light coming down from above which is hitting these receivers and triggering them. So I'll show you, if you do this in a well lit room, it's pretty easy to do. All you got to do is take your logic probe and you set it to CMOS pulse, and you hold it over one of the things, and then you put your finger over the Opto. So that Opto works, and then you move over to the next one. So it's high, meaning normally closed, and then it's open when it's interrupted. So move over to the next one. Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Move over to the next one. 4 and 5. So I've verified all of the receivers are working. I originally thought this Opto might have been bad. This is the Jam Opto, the Tro Jam Opto, but it turns out it's not. So it's a connector. As usual, a connector. Could be a cracked solder joint here, but I bet you that it's on the IDC connector on this Tro board that is screwing up that Opto. Usually it's the simplest thing, but sometimes you got to pull these things apart and check them. So we verified here using a logic probe that all the receivers do work. It's useful. These things right now are about $4.50 if you can find them, but they very rarely go out. It's usually the transmitters, but even more common than that, those connectors. So there you go. Quick way of how to test the receiver end of an Opto set. Thanks for watching. For more, visit pinballhelp.com.